Hi, hello, welcome, and it's a great day to see you all with Pickwhip and its effects in this lesson. For me, expressions really became fun when I started combining them with effects. Expressions can link up any two properties. They don't have to be boring old opacity and rotation. They can be properties of shatter or fractal noise. This is when expressions became part of my everyday toolkit. Every time I added an effect or several effects, I paused and thought about whether it would be fun to link two effect properties so that one controlled the other. Sometimes often I didn't know the answer, but it just took a couple of seconds to add an expression and use Pickwhip. If I didn't like the result, I just disabled or removed the expression. Here are a couple of examples using effects. The first one we are going to see is right on beam. As you can see, I have a 30-second comp window. Now let's create a comp size solid. Okay. Select the solid and add the right on effect to it. Let's go to effects, generate, right on. With the current time indicator at the beginning of your timeline, turn the stopwatch on for right on's brush positions property. Just click the stopwatch. Don't option or alt click it. You are adding keyframes now, not expressions. Move the CTI forward in time about 1 second and then change the brush position so it's in different location. Keep doing this until the CTI has reached the end of the timeline. If you preview the comp now, you will see a scribble that paints itself on over time. Now with the solid layer still selected, add a second effect. Let's go to Effect, Generate, Beam. Beam is one of the selfish effects that obliterate the layer you apply it to. To bring back your right on scribble, click the Composite on Original option at the bottom of the beam's control. Now let's change the beam's length to 100. Also tweak with their starting and ending thickness and also smoothening the layer. Make sure that the beam effect's name is highlighted on the effect control panel. If it is not, click it. Click the word beam. This will allow you to adjust the beam by dragging in comp window. In the comp window, drag the control on the right end of the beam so that it's centered and just below the bottom of the comp. This is the beam's ending point. In the Effect Controls panel, Option or Alt click the stopwatch for the starting point property. Yes, you can add an expression in the Effect Control panel too. You can do it there or in your timeline. If you do add an expression in the Effects Control panel, After Effects will reveal the appropriate property in the timeline. You'll type the expression or use the Pickwhip in the timeline. In the timeline, grab the Pickwhip and drag it all the way up to the Effect Control panel pointing to right on's brush position. Release the Pickwhip while it's pointing at brush position. As you can see, the brush is controlling the beam, though it looks the other way around. You could try the same effect with right on and an image of pencil, crayon or a marker. Just make sure to move the pencil's anchor point to its nib. Why did I use right on instead of one of the newer, more sophisticated paint effects? Because only right on gives us a brush position with X and Y coordinates. This makes it a great effect for the use with expressions. You can use it to drag other properties such as beam starting pointing so that they move along the brush, or you can rig things the other way around. For instance, we could have animated the beams first, add an expression to brush position and pick with the beam's starting point. Along similar lines, you could motion track an airplane and then use it to control the brush so that a painted line follows the plane's course. The possibilities are endless. Here's the expression that the Pickwhip created. Hopefully, that's pretty straightforward. What's controlling the beam? Some property of an effect, specifically the write-on effect. Drilling down further, it specifies the brush position property that's doing the controlling. Now let's get to the second example, tracking and blurriness. Create a new 5-second comp with the type tool with the text anything that you want. If necessary, use the alignment options in paragraph panel to center the text. In the timeline, open the type layer and then open the animation menu. Select the tracking option to add a tracking animator to the timeline. With the CTI at the beginning of the comp, turn on the stopwatch for tracking amount. Move the CTI to the halfway point and scrub tracking amount until you see the letters fan way out. Track as much as you like. Move the CTI to the end of the timeline and scrub tracking amount back to 0. If you preview now, you'll see the letters fan out and then back again. Now select all 3 keyframes and add easing by going to right-click it, Animation, Keyframe Assistance, and Easy Ease, or the shortcut is F9. If you preview again, the movement should be a little smoother. From the Effects menu, go to Blur and Sharpen and select Fast Blur. And the Effects Control panel, add an expression to the blurriness property. In the timeline, grab the Pickwhip, point it to tracking amount in the timeline, and then release the mouse. Preview one last time, you will see the tracking amount is controlling blurriness. As the letters spread apart, they become blurrier. As they come back together, they return to focus. At this point, it's tempting to show you example after example of pickwhipping. But to keep this chapter from becoming as long as War and Peace, I will restrain myself. But in the future, as you add After Effects, play Matchmaker. Use the Pickwhip to bring properties closer together. It doesn't matter how different property A is from property B. Thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon and leave a comment if you have any doubts. Take care. Ta-da!